entering a new decade as the world's leader in motorsports coverage presents Speed World. Drivers, to your cars.
Jabroni. Jabroni.
Jabroni Cup fever, catch it! Woo! Hell yeah!
All right, everybody, welcome back to Jabroni Cup Racing as we are getting ready to party here at Darlington Speedway. This is Chet McGurk with partner in crime Tad Lowdermilk in the booth. Tad's got a bit of the sniffles back there, so you might hear a little bit of that. But how you doing, Tad?
Good.
Good. You got to speak louder. Your fans are wanting to hear you, Tad. So how's it going?
Good.
That's better. That's better. All right. Got our qualifiers up on the screen there. As you can see, old Spider's back out front again. He does lead the league in wins, but still a little bit further down on the point standings, eh, Tad?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me see real quick because we did get a stat update not that long ago, and right now it's looking like Justin Parks still is in the lead in points with Chris Geen right behind him in second place, 59 points behind, but Cole Parks in third, only 1 point behind Skeen, and then Jason Parks in fourth, Miles Parks in fifth, Pete Cool with a sensational rookie run in sixth, Darrell Parks in seventh, Rusty Hughes, another fantastic rookie, has moved up to eighth. Jacob Parks in ninth, Luke Halton at 10th in points, and it looks like Jason Brown, I just decided to look him up because he's been having a sensational rookie season also, but he's dropped down to 12th. So is it the end of the dream for Brown Eye, Tad? What do you think?
Maybe?
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. So let's start to get this show on the road here. As we are rolling. Taking a good look, and we're going green, folks. Not even playing around. Let's see if Spider gets a good run off the jump. Base car's left the track.
Going green.
Spider and Jace Millennium side by side. We'll see what happens. I don't remember much about Darlington last season there, Tad, so
Me either.
probably is going to be some cleaner racing, but we'll see. Spider with a great run off the start. Just letting it crank up for all you fans out there to enjoy. As we have 74 laps. This is a shorter track, Tad, so we're going to get a lot of laps in. Spider out front with Jacob Parks pulling down below. Those guys are kind of separating, but Cole Parks back there splitting the diff. Spider into the wall. Not a good look. Broke a little bit under pressure. Lets Cole Parks and Jacob Parks get a little bit of distance, but Spider got right back into it. He didn't lose a lot from that, Tad. What do you think happened?
I think they just got mad at each other.
Yeah, they are teammates, but yeah, there still can be those competitive juices start flowing, and you just kind of lose sight of the bigger picture. But look at that, Jacob Parks with father-son action with Cole Parks right behind him in second. Going to be interesting to see if these guys duke it out. And we can see, speaking of Duke, we got Duke's Mayonnaise, the Justin Parks car in fourth behind Spider Halton. We'll stay right here with the leaders for a minute. A special treat, eh, Tad? So we're on lap 4 of 74. Looking pretty good right now. Just saw Spider bounce off the wall, but nothing else going on. Just some hard driving out there. Let's take a quick look through the field. Wow, Justin Parks got around Spider pretty fast. Let's go back there and see, and that's not a good sign. Look at all the damage on the outside of the in-and-out car. He is dropping back. He's our wins leader, but not the points leader. That would be the points leader right there. Justin Parks in third right now. Has moved up, and Jacob Parks dropped to second. Cole Parks just taking the lead and extending it. Dad, you seem pretty happy about that. He is your buddy, isn't he, old Cole Parks?
Yeah.
Yep. He's quite the character out there. Oh, Jacob Parks slides into the wall very hard. That's going to do a lot of damage. A lot of damage to that Zardoz car. I don't know what's going on with the McCorkle's drivers, but not a very good start for them. You know, they started up front, but smacked the wall. We'll see if anyone else does it or if it's just a McCorkle's thing. Cole Parks looking real solid up there with Justin Parks not too far behind. Let's go back another. I mean, these McCorkle's guys are up front, but probably not for very long. Pete Cool looks like he's going to dive down inside and get around Jacob Parks in the turn. Let's keep moving back a little bit. Boy, that Thunderbird's got some serious damage to the right side. And there's EJ.
Yeah, I was going to mention that.
Yep. Darrell Parks taking a sniff inside, staying with it. Wow, what happened there? Jacob Parks all of a sudden way to the outside. Was he avoiding something? But I hope so. Oh, EJ Lawler into the wall. This is going to be a wall smacker, it looks like. Quickly cycle through the field. I think we're going to, yep. This is just the beginning of the wall smacker 500. Seems to be it's...
Just scratched the surface.
Yep. We're on lap 9 of 74. Just crossed that start-finish to hit 9th lap. Let's get back around to our leaders. Our leader, Cole Parks, looking really good out there. Can Justin Parks reel him in, is the question. Still a lot of race left. There's going to be pits, so... You know, right now, these two guys are probably happy about having some separation and not having to deal with the rest of the pack. Because once they start smacking the wall, Justin Parks getting right up on Cole Parks. Did not take long at all. Are we on a caution? Yep, we are on a caution. I was going to say, that was that was a bit odd how quickly that happened. I don't know. Let's I'm going to back it up. Maybe Chris Everett looks pretty damaged and is pretty slow. Maybe he was involved. Let's make sure we don't hit that one button that caused the up. Oh, Chris Everett. Oh, Audi up there. And Crocs looks like he could be in the mix there. Or did Audi just lose control? Oh, contact with Spider.
Ooh,
What happened there?
T-bone.
Well,
No, that's not a T-bone actually.
it's okay. I'm just curious to see what happened there between those two guys.
He was way too close to him whenever he tried to do it.
Not a good day for the McCorkle's cars, to say the least, although Audi... Coach Cam getting into Spider, too. Everyone's just piling on Spider today. Well, Spider piled on himself, hitting the wall first, but looks like everyone's going to be okay to stay out on, doesn't look like there's damage that's going to end anybody's day, but not the sort of start that you want for a lot of these drivers, especially the McCorkle's team, with guys bouncing off the wall, and we're going to have, looks like everyone's going to go ahead and take advantage and pit, maybe? Let's catch back up to our live feed.
I think that the spam car might be the new Dale Earnhardt.
Could be pudding. Tad. Got any more pudding over there, Tad? Because I'm kind of hungry. Speaking of which, whoa, look at this mad shuffle of everyone coming back out on the track trying to get in order. Let's take a look at our Statron 6000.
Yeah, I don't have any pudding because I don't like pudding.
Oh, okay.
It's like one of my it's like a food that I hate. I just don't know why though.
That's all right. Cole Parks in first still. Justin Parks still in second. Pete Cool in third. Darrell Parks fourth. Logan Parks up to fifth, the defending champ. Chris Skeen in 6th. JD up to 7th. EJ in 8th. Stinky Bennett up in 9th. Rusty Hughes in 10th. That rounds out our top 10. You can see everybody else up there on the screen. As we're going to get back around and get going to green here hopefully soon. Probably one other lap. Hopefully this is the last lap under caution. We'll get the green when they come back around this time maybe. But pretty good race so far. These guys, like I said, they like to push the limit and really, borderline on out of control to get that speed. And a lot of times they end up in the wall. But, that's Jabroni Cup racing, Tad. Just taking a look at Cole Parks. It's a good looking ride, that Star Wars Ford Thunderbird. So we are on lap 12 of 74. Still very early here at Darlington. Waiting to come around. So what's new with you, Tad? Anything?
Nope.
Nope. Yep, that's alright. Jabroni Cup action. Alright, everybody. Hopefully we'll be going back to green here. We'll see. So, oh no, what? So that's race leader Justin Parks. Cole Parks is in 2nd behind him. So these two guys have been impressive. Let's see if they get a good jump and we go green and get that separation to stay away from everybody in the pack. I was going to say, see if they can stay away from the wall smackers, but, it seems like everyone's going to take a turn smacking the wall today. But if they can maintain some speed without doing that, they could walk away. They could drive away with this, Tad. We'll see what happens. It looks like we could have another caution lap, and we will.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, my thoughts exactly. Yeah, this is a short track. They don't have anything to clean up out there. We should be going green. Come on, guys. But we can take a quick look through the field. Everybody turning into that banking. Hopefully this is it. Again, we're going to say it again. Hopefully that's true because we really don't need this many caution laps, guys. It was a very quick and easy wreck. Don't know what's going on. Take a look from our wide shot as the field passes by.
I wonder how the fans managed to get on top of those buildings.
Well, they got rails up there, so they must be selling tickets. All right, we're getting ready to go racing. Pace car is off the track. Come back around and get the restart. Lap 13 of 74 going into 14. And there we go. They're getting it. Let's see if Justin Parks and Cole Parks can pull away. Pete Cool's right there with them, though. Clean restart. But we're going to start getting, once they get their speed built up and we start going into these turns, let's see if these guys start smacking the wall again. A lot of cars. Look at them getting a little sideways out there. You got to find that balance, Tad. You got to find it. Between being loose and fast or keeping control of the car. Daryl Parks diving inside. JD slides way up back there. Speaking of, Justin Parks drifting up high, and that's the one. Ooh, and he does the smack on the wall. Almost into teammate Chris Skeen. Settles back. I don't know how many spots he lost yet. Let's get back up front. It's just really a tale of nerves. Whoever's up front, you got to remain fast without hitting the wall, and that seems to be a problem today. Cole Parks trying to hold on. Pete Cool on the inside with Logan Parks and Cole Parks into the wall. That's a good point, Tad.
Come on,
I think it's just
guys.
the speed and just losing nerve and just drifting outside. Gotta let off that accelerator sometime. Pete Cool's our new race leader. How long will he hold on before he smacks the wall? I wonder if there's a little bit of maybe the track got a coat of Vaseline before the race, because there's a lot of guys smacking. Oh, we've got an incident.
Contact.
We've got a crash back here. EJ Lawler. I didn't see who the other person was. Let's get back around to the leaders because they're still going until they get to that start-finish line. We'll take our time on this one since we have a lot of caution laps to work this thing out. We're on lap 18 to 74 here, folks. Wonder if anyone's going to take advantage of the caution and pit. Check in with old Bad News Hughes. So EJ Lawler definitely on the receiving end of something, and he's already back behind the wall, so his day probably over. Let's just try to find out what happened here. Maybe we speed it back up a little bit. Oh, Rusty Hughes into the wall. So that's going to be the culprit. Oh, that was more contact than I expected, Tad. Let's take another look.
I wasn't paying attention whenever it
That's
happened.
okay. Goodness gracious. Look at that.
He slowed down like at least 50 miles per hour. That much.
Oh. Well, no wonder that's going to put certainly EJ Lawler probably out of the race for the day. Rusty Hughes still out there at this point. The rear end of that car's got to be in rough shape, but
I bet that if he hit him hard enough, he would go flying and do a front flip. His car.
might as well look at it again from another angle, because these guys, we get so many caution laps. Maybe we take a look at the inside of Rusty's car. Oh, yep.
It's a pretty sweet view.
That is straight up the old visor cam. So let's get ready to work our way back up to the live feed there, Tad, and we'll pull up the stats, the race standings, and see who's surviving the battle. What's turning into quickly into a battle of attrition.
That's what I was gonna say.
Because the wall smacks are starting to add up. These cars can't withstand that for forever, and we see they were pitting as we were watching the replays. It's a good time to do it. Let's wait till we get caught back up, because I'm sure we'll still have caution laps to work our way through. So there's our current standings. Pete Cool in first. Dane Parks up to 7th. Josh Bennett in 3rd. Cam Cockerham in 4th. So I'm not sure what happened after that incident, but the field certainly shuffled. I wonder if, I don't know, did some of these guys not pit? At this point, I don't want to rewind because we're going to be bumping back up into the live feed here briefly, but because right now, let's see, who was up in front? It was like Cole Parks and Justin Parks, although Cole had bounced off the wall, but those guys have cycled back towards the back of the pack. Only one driver out at the moment, one car, EJ Lawler, after that pretty serious collision into the rear end of Rusty Hughes' Silver Bullet. So we are on lap 20 of 74. Just watching them roll by, Ted. Take a good look at some of the outside side of some of the cars passing by, just to see. It looks like there's been a lot of damage repaired on those pits. Maybe that was maybe those guys that were up front that had damage went ahead and repaired as much as they could and took longer pit stops. I don't know. We'll see. Watching Pete Cool roll by in first place. How long can he hold on to it? You know, it's going to be, hey, can you maintain that concentration, Tad, to keep your car fast but in control? We'll stay with our TV camera presentation. Looks like they'll probably run another one under the caution. Hopefully not. We'll see. See old Cam Cockerham's back there, Drew Parks and Logan Parks have made their way up towards the front. You know, we're seeing some drivers work their way up that we haven't seen at the front very much this year. So we'll see if that inexperience, you know, factors into how long they can maintain control of their cars at high speed. Pace car has now gone off the track, so we're going to get ready to get this thing cranked back up. We might have to change views because we're certainly probably going to have something happen on the restart. All right, here we go, folks. See how long Pete Cool can keep his nerve up there. I see someone drifting high back there, probably Miles Parks, towards the back of the field, and that's going to get him a one-way ticket to the very end of the lead of the whole pack. Old Stinky Bennett's going to take a look inside and get right around Dane Parks and bring the draft with him. A line of cars. Stinky Bennett getting the rear end out a little bit. That slowed him down just enough to let Dane Parks get around and back in front of him. And we're watching, boy, look at those guys sliding, Tad. It's madness. Dane Parks into the wall hard, but holds on, maintains control, but he's going to lose some serious speed after that. We're going to move back a little bit since Pete's out there by himself. We watch Stinky Bennett trying to hold off Drew Parks. Battle for second place. Drew sniffs on the inside and is going to try to make a move. It's just a matter of time once you get that position. Stinky Bennett into the wall really hard. That's going to let the pack get right on his bumper. Drew Parks works his way around up to third. Actually up to second. Stinky Bennett, though, kept the block on the rest of the field, but not enough. Coach Cam gets around him, and it looks like Stinky put his car in reverse. How about that, Tad? That's pretty. And into the wall again back there. Might follow him for another minute to see, because that could cause some problems for the rest of the pack if he keeps hitting the wall. And you've got to dodge him and the debris coming off of his car. Somebody back there got into it. Well, let's work our way back around to the front. Jason Brown not having a very good day. Same for Old Spider. Pete Cool, though, in the clear up here. Man, I tell you, if he keeps putting in good, clean laps, it's going to do nothing but pay dividends, Tad. Get some fat divvies. Drew Parks up to second, though. This could be, maybe this is going to help him turn his season around. Oh, Mitch up in third. Jacob Parks has cycled back up to the front of the field. Every time we come out of a turn, it seems you have to hold your breath because you're waiting to see someone hit the wall. So we follow old Mitch, get a good look at the field behind him. Oh, Drew Parks is starting to reel in P. Cool. Good challenge for the lead, another lap or so. We're on lap 28 of 74. So, haven't seen anyone into the wall that hard since Josh Bennett smacked it a minute ago. We'll keep an eye on that. Dane Parks has dropped way back. Cole Parks also, but he's trying to work his way back up through the field. Lap 30, so well, you're starting to get close to the halfway point. I think most, if not all, drivers took advantage of that caution and took a pit. And oh, that's all Mitch into the wall. Boy, and he is slowing down quite a bit, but it's control regained. Drew Parks trying to take that position from P. Cool. Oh, P. Cool loses nerve, like we said. And he hit the wall hard. Once these guys drift to the outside, up front, and somebody challenges them, that's all it takes, it seems. Get underneath them, and they're going to rock it into the wall. Drew Parks is your new race leader. Now the question will be, how long can he hold on to it? And that sharp-looking marshmallow fruity pebbles Thunderbird Jacob Parks smashes into the wall with no one around him. He's still holding on, but he's going to drop possibly as the three Parks brothers are going to be in a battle here. Jason Parks on the inside with Justin Parks behind him. Can they get around the Black Zardoz Thunderbird? Certainly just a matter of time. They stack up, and Jacob Parks is going to drop as we follow Jason Parks in fourth. Although I think our stats are just coming back around. So right now, Drew Parks first. We've got a flying Shimby triple-decker up here. Drew Parks in first. Logan Parks in second. His brother Luke Parks behind him. That's a really good look for the Flying Shimbies race team. If these guys can hold it together, we're going to stay right here with them for a minute. Luke Parks is trying to get around big brother Logan. Sniffed the inside there, and looks like he might get him as he's staying around on his bumper. I'm sure the team owner right now is sweating bullets because you don't want to see one driver make a mistake and all three of them pay the price for it. Let's pull up our stats real quick. Standings. Once again, only one driver out so far. We're on lap 35 of 74, folks. Believe Tad's going to rest a little bit. You okay back there, Tad? All right, just checking in on you, bud. Let's see if Justin Parks can catch up to that lead pack. Get a good view of the battle and his progress towards him. Oh, boy. Coming into that turn, he made up a lot of ground. Wow. I don't know if his car's that fast or something's going on up front. They weren't challenging each other, but boy, that was a quick blip, and he was right up there. So we're looking at our top four here. Waiting to see who loses nerve first and bounces off the wall. If Logan gets down inside of Drew Parks, that could be all she wrote for his lead of the race. He's got a few laps in the lead position, so some good points off of that, but just waiting to see if he smacks the wall. Brogy makes his move. Honestly, if you're Drew Parks, you just got to let him go and just don't hit the wall and damage your car. You can join right back up to this front pack if you're crafty enough, right behind Justin Parks and live to fight another day. And looks like that's what he's going to do. But boy, he lost a lot of speed. He must have really checked up. That's going to open the door for Pete Cool, who's worked his way back up after doing another wall smack. Jason Parks, not too far behind him. Old Mitch hanging tight up there in 7th. Crocs is 8th and 8. Jacob Parks back up to 9th. Stinky B up to 10th. Christine 11th. Old Parks in 12th, but boy, there is quite a gap. There's a lot of work to be done there. So let's get back up to where the action is up front. Watching Jacob Parks try to get around old Crocs. It looks like all 3 of those cars, yep. Gonna get right around the inside. Stinky Bennett, that's impressive for him to bounce back like this because he's been bouncing off the walls, I think, more than anybody today. It's like he's riding a wild horse, eh, Tad? Hadn't got it tamed, hadn't broken it, hadn't got it tamed yet. Go back up front. Still the McCorkle's cars, but a shuffling with... No, actually, we've got Justin Parks in first. Wow, boy, when we were cycling through, he made it up there and got around to all of those Shimby cars to take the lead. How about that, Tad? He's taking the lead and run with it, as there is quite a gap, about a half second between his car and Logan Parks in second. Let's see if those Shimby cars can just work together and maybe try to hold on to this position, although Pete Cool was coming right up behind Little Luke. We're on lap 43 of 74. Drew Parks trying to get around Logan. A lot of inter-team rivalry there. Just see if everyone can maintain control as Pete Cool's going to dive down to the inside. And, oh, Little Luke drifts outside and he's going to drop back. Drew Parks can't get around Brogy, though. Brogy holds on. But those guys can play their cards right and join right back up to the end of this train. Hey, Tad? Meanwhile, Justin Parks' lead is up to over a second now. When we just looked less than a minute ago, it was, half a second. Now it's approaching a second and a half. So boy, he is on fire. And once again, it all comes down to being able to control your car and not slide up into the wall. We're on lap 45 of 74, so obviously there's going to be a pit stop left, if not 2. But he's got to be hoping for green flag racing so that he can hold on to that gap. Hey. He's kind of shooting around the field. Cole Parks back in 12th. Spider giving chase. JD battling Dane for 14th. Darrell Parks in front of Brian Driggers, and we're getting some guys headed for the pits. So let's go back up and find our race leader, who's now Jason Parks. Who was it before we? It was Justin Parks who was leading, so we'll follow him in the pits. See what happens when he comes out. It's a nice look at the end of pit road right there, isn't it, Tad? Just watching the 69 car come back out onto the track. Let's pull our standings stats up. So right now, Jason Parks in the lead. But he's in the pit, so we're going to cycle back around. See where the chips fall. Maybe. How did we not see? Yeah, let's see what happens. So we're still showing Jason Parks in the lead, but that's got to, there we go. So we're going to wait a second and see how everything settles down, as we are on lap 49 of 74 with Justin Parks in the lead, Drew Parks in second, Luke Parks in third, Logan in fourth, Jason Parks in fifth, Chris Skeen in sixth, Luke Halton seventh, Cole Parks 8th, Mitch in 9th, and Miles Parks up to 10th. But we're still not sure who's come out of the pits yet and who hasn't. As you can see on our screen, the driver's a lap down. But we'll see what happens once they make it back out onto the track. If there are any other shenanigans from guys getting out there and trying to merge before they're up to speed. But things are looking really good for the 69 car, because according to our stats, he is over 3 seconds ahead of second place Drew Parks right now. So boy, that worked out well, didn't it, Tad? For the Duke's Mayonnaise car. Alright, let's take a look around. And we'll keep an eye on that split. So right now it's just over 3 seconds, 3.16. See if it grows or shrinks. So JD not in contention at the moment. Same for Rod Driggers. So kind of an odd mix up there, Tad. So some of these guys are going to have to contend with lap traffic when they're trying to make it back up to the front. Take another look. Drew Parks starting to close that gap a little bit. Still a long ways to go. It looks like that's Miles Parks that we see next in line, but in 15th. So right now the question is, can Drew Parks make it through some of this lap traffic to contend? Easier said than done. Right now, everyone's kind of strung out, Tad. We got guys mixed in. Not on the lead lap, there's old Audi in 23rd. Battling Spider in 8th. Spider pulls away from the Audi's place. Chevy Lumina. We'll see if Justin Parks gets held up trying to get around Stinky Bennett. Could be what slows him down. It looks like Drew Parks is closed just a little bit more. Not a lot. He's at 2.88 seconds behind the race leader. Although it's going to stack up here if it gets 2 to 3 wide in front of the race leader. This is not what he wants to see. Stinky Bennett on the inside. Jacob Parks on the outside. That's going to slow him down, Tad. That's just going to help out Drew Parks back there, but it looks like he might be in his own problems with lap traffic. So we should see the split update Going back up, Tad. Check in on him. He doesn't have anyone directly in front of him, but I think there was some battling going on previously. Jacob Parks into the wall, but it's going to help. Justin Parks dodges it. Now he just has one car to get around instead of a two-car wall. Just watch from Stinky B's view to see what happens with the race leader and everything behind him, as we're on lap 59 of 74, so we're getting on towards the end. Whoa, look at the Duke's car slide up the track. Right now, he looks like he's going to be tough to beat because Luke Parks is now in second and gaining faster. 2.6, but not even in sight up here at the front. So right now, if you're that Duke's car, you got to be really, really on edge, just watching the Irish Spring car to see if it hits the wall again, because you got to make sure you don't get caught up in that, right, Tad? Right, Tad? Dad's resting a bit. We're going to let him rest. And just watch and see what happens. Lap 62. Just kind of cruising along there, Tad. Kind of just kicking off laps. It's really interesting how so many guys got caught up and lapped down. Right now they've got to be hoping for a caution. This is turning into a yawner, but if you're Justin Parks up front, that's exactly what you want. You see the Zardos car is caught back up, just trying to get around him to get back on the lead lap. So check back here, there's Luke Parks in second, but he's so far back there, Tad, that he's not going to be able to do anything if we don't have either a caution or another pit. I don't think we're going to be seeing anyone pit again. See, JD scraped the wall back there. He didn't smack it, he scraped it. Watching Brogy in fourth, having to deal with that lap traffic. Got to fight to try to get around old Rusty and JD. Looks like he's going to do it at least for Rusty. Drew Parks in third now, making a move on second. He's got him. Luke Parks into the wall. Not too hard of a collision, but he certainly slowed down. Maybe that's what kept it from being such a hard wall smack. As of right now, it looks like we're pretty much know who our race winner is going to be. It's just going to be where the rest of the pack settles in. You know, if you can just drive mistake-free, not hit the wall and lose a lot of speed, then you're going to hold on to what you got. Let's see if Drew Parks can do it in second. Justin Parks with brother Jacob just cruising out there at the front. Justin in first, but Jacob in 13th. Not where the Zardos car wanted to be today, Tad, I can tell you that. So we might go back and check on... Oops. Check on what happens with Drew and Luke, who are battling in second and third. And where are they? There's Drew with a pretty good gap between Logan, who's now moved up to third. So we are on lap 71, so we're closing in on the end here. Looks like the Duke's car is just going to cruise to a victory today. Really, the only drama we may have at the end is, I don't even know. Doesn't look like we really have a lot of battles going on right now. See Jason Parks right behind Chris Skeen for 5th place. Might come back to that one. Luke Parks in 4th. Logan in 3rd, but stuck behind JD. That's going to slow him down enough to maybe keep him from catching Drew in 2nd. As we're on lap 72, closing in on the end here at Darlington. Let's take a look back at the battle with Chris Skeen and Jason Parks for 5th place. Skeen currently holds it. Will he have enough to hold on for the rest of the way? Maybe we'll get a little bit of excitement in this one. It's kind of turned into a snoozer. Got Logan Parks with his brother in chase, but that's a pretty tall order to make up that ground. We're getting ready to hit the white flag. Drew Parks looks like he's going to be safely in 2nd place. We'll keep it right here and see if Jason Parks can make the pass on Chris Skeen as we hit white flag last lap. He's been behind him this long. I don't think he's going to have enough to get around him. We'll see. He's going to dive down. Can he do it? Coming out of that last turn. Looks like he's got him. I'll have to eat my words. He does. Can he hold on? Can he hold on? Nope. Had it and just couldn't hold it. Chris Skeen's going to finish in 5th. Just going to pull up the stats as everyone else starts to cross the line here. That's going to be a big victory for Deep Fried Racing in the team standings. They're starting to kind of run away with this thing. But also, look at Drew Parks in 2nd. Easily his best finish of the year. That's going to help out the Shinbies as they have Logan Parks and Luke Parks right there with him. So that's going to be a pretty massive point sandwich for that team. The only driver that did not finish was EJ Lawler. So we're going to wrap this one up. There's your race winner, the 69 Duke's Mayonnaise for Thunderbird. Justin Parks takes the win. That's going to help him extend his lead in the point standings. So you can see the top 10 on the screen. Luke Halton works his way back up to 8th. Cole Parks hangs on for 7th. Point standings, Chris Skeen in 2nd. Cole Parks still in 3rd. Jason Parks 4th. Pete Cool 5th. Miles Parks 6th. Daryl Parks in 7th. Jacob Parks in 8th. Luke Halton picks up a spot to 9th. And Luke Parks comes into the top 10 and 10th. So we're on, that last stretch of the season, Tad. We'll see what happens. So that's Jabroni Cup. We'll smell you later.